let's try something. Just stand up. You can keep your phone in your hand if you want to and jump as high as you can in the air. Did you land in the next town over? No? Well, P-Brane thinks you should have. He claims that once you lose friction with the ground, the Earth's rotation should leave you behind. He's calling the Foucault pendulum a fake, but the only thing being faked here is a basic understanding of how motion works. So, let's get this road on the show, shall we?
Shut up and sit down, you big bald f***.
Please subscribe.
Well, as my thumbnail suggests, I'm doing a video on the Foucault pendulum and how that's gonna wreck the ball Earth.
Really? So something that only works because the Earth is a ball is gonna wreck the ball Earth? What am I saying? It's not a ball. It's an oblate spheroid. Maybe I should ease up on the flat Earth videos.
This is a twofer. I'm doing two things. I'm going to debunk the Foucault pendulum and I'm going to debunk the spinning ball Earth. Okay, actually I'm going to use the Foucault pendulum to debunk the spinning ball. First, I need to give you a little background, so hang tight.
Now, I'm not sure why you said the same thing twice. But okay, we'll hang tight. Radical.
So this is a Earth that I made. Has a bullseye. I'm going to put a drone on the bullseye. Now see the dark blue circle? That's about 45 degrees north latitude. All right, that's the curve. You see the turn? All right, the light blue lines are great circles. That is a course of a straight line. A great circle is a straight line on a sphere, right? If you're following the contour of the sphere. On the surface of the sphere, it's a straight line called a great circle. That's the light blue lines. The orange line is also a great circle, and that's the equator. And the equator is the only latitude line that you would traverse in a straight line.
Yeah, the 45th parallel is a circle, but that circle is thousands of miles wide, and it takes the Earth 24 hours to finish just one rotation. You're turning at the speed of an hour hand on a clock. You can't feel it because the curve is just way too big and too slow. You're trying to make a huge planet sound like a tiny spinning fairground ride.
All longitudes are also great circles, and a great circle is the biggest circle you can draw on a sphere. You cannot have two parallel great circles. They all intersect one another.
Yeah, nice try, P-Brane. I'm not sure if that means the same in America as it does in the UK, but he only wants people to focus on the fact that these lines intersect because he's about to claim that a drone must follow these lines once it leaves the ground. And all he's doing is building a logic box. He wants to convince people that straight equals great circle so that when he shows a drone moving in a different way, people will think that the globe doesn't work.
The other latitude lines, all other latitudes, once you leave the equator, are called small circles or parallels. You've heard of that, right? So this would be the 45th parallel. So the ground is, let's say it's rotating about 500 miles per hour. I'm just going to show you what the drone looks like sitting on the ground, and we're going to rotate.
What a maroon.
I like this guy. He's so confidently wrong because I think he's expecting people to think that 500 miles per hour is the Earth turning at breakneck speeds, but he's either forgetting or choosing to ignore the fact that the Earth is bloody massive. So while you might have a light sprinkling of right amongst all that wrong, all you're actually doing is setting up a visual trick to show what the Earth moving underneath a drone would look like. But that's one hell of a big drone too. Looks like it's at least the size of a city. Flat Earthers really are clueless about scale, aren't they?
These are small, but the ones out there are far away.
Okay, as you can see, the drone was sitting on the ground and just followed the contour of the Earth and just followed the turn. 45 degrees north latitude is a turn. Remember, if the only latitude line that's a great circle is the equator, and that's the only circle that you would traverse in a straight line, all of the small circles then would be what? Turns.
Right then, just because a line is drawn as a circle, it doesn't mean you feel like you're on a spinning teacup ride if you follow that line in reality. It's like he thinks the ground is the only thing keeping the drone moving. Now in real physics, the drone is already moving at 500 miles per hour east because it was sitting on the ground. And when it lifts off, it keeps that 500 mile per hour speed. It doesn't need the ground to force it anymore because it has inertia. And I've got to correct it at 45 45 degrees, the speed is roughly 733 miles per hour, not 500. But even if the speed were 5,000 miles per hour, your argument still fails.
Correct. Now, the confusing thing is you go from a Ferris wheel type of motion on the equator to a merry-go-round. You kind of morph into it. As you move up, it starts to have less of a down and around following the curvature and starts to turn, right? It's like a convex instead of a flat merry-go-round surface. It's convex, but it still is forcing you to turn.
Yeah, but on the real Earth, that merry-go-round is thousands of miles wide, as I've already said. You are turning so slowly, it takes 24 hours to face the same way again.
Right? And so my argument is that all water, air, everything, and especially like a hovering drone, will in fact move to the equator. It'll move in a straight line because although it's circling at 500 miles per hour, it's turning at 500 miles per hour. Once it lifts off the ground, Newton's first law of motion takes over, and it's going to shoot off in a straight line.
Let me think about that for a second. Didn't need it. The drone's already moving east at 500 plus miles per hour because it was sat on the ground. And when it lifts off, Newton's law says that it will keep moving east at 500 plus miles per hour. It doesn't magically turn south towards the equator, not unless something makes it do that. The air isn't standing still while the Earth spins inside it either. The air moves with the Earth, and so does the drone and everything else, including flat earthers. You see, the thing is, reality doesn't care about your feeling that the Earth is flat. It just cares about facts, something flat earthers want on their side, but will never have.
Because it no longer has the centripetal force. It's no longer in contact with the ground, which was forcing it to turn as it sat on the ground. Now it's up, and it shoots off in a straight line, and it'll head to the equator.
If you throw a ball inside a moving train, does the ball stop mid-air because it's no longer in contact with the floor? Or if you drop a peanut on an aeroplane, does it fly backwards and smash into the wall? No. Now, using your logic, and I'm sure you will have already thought of this, and using what we know to be a fact, which is that I am at latitude 51.6 degrees north with a rotational speed of roughly 644 miles an hour. So if I throw this stapler up in the air, is it going to fly off screen at 644 miles per hour? And I know he thinks that it not flying off screen makes him right, but I had to show how bloody stupid this is. It's kids' stuff, and he still can't grasp it.
And for these ball earth brainiacs out there that want to argue, how would you hover the helicopter, or how would you hover the drone? They're trying to argue a straw man.
I'm not arguing with a straw man. Or maybe I am, because it would definitely explain a lot.
If I only had a brain.
So this drone in this video has a max speed of 15 miles per hour. Okay, so go ahead and just keep the drone over the spot that you're lifting off the ground. In this case, it has a bullseye, right? Keep the drone over that spot. Guess what? You won't be able to do it within a very short period of time. Now,
so is he saying then that all somebody would have to do to prove to him that the Earth isn't flat is to hover a drone for a short period of time? Dare I ask how long a short period of time is? Are we talking 30 seconds, 30 minutes? And I'm sure somebody who watches me must be a drone pilot, and I would hazard a guess and say that they've probably hovered that drone. Let me know in the comment section. I'm genuinely curious.
Remember, it's rotating at 500 miles per hour. So it's forcing the ground. Everything's being forced. As long as you're on the ground, you have friction and you're being forced to turn with the ground. But if you raise up off the ground, you hover up. Now, Newton's first law of motion takes over. Okay? An object at rest will tend to stay at rest.
I love flat earthers. Did he even hear what he just said? So he said that when the drone is on the ground, it's moving with the ground. That we both agree on that, because it is. Newton's laws take over, and when the drone takes off, an object at rest stays at rest. But how can the drone be at rest if it's taken off? Do you see how that works? Or doesn't work, I should say.
And one other experiment we can do to show that a force inward is required to keep the ball moving in a circular path is to, at some point, as the ball is rolling around there, I'll just pick up the ring and watch what happens to the ball. demonstrating that a centripetal force or an inward force is required to keep an object moving in a circular path.
Right, before you make a fool of yourself, allow me to point out that the ring and the ball in that little demonstration are considerably smaller than the Earth. I can already feel the second-hand embarrassment, and you haven't even said it yet.
Well, there is no centripetal force once you raise up off the ground, when you hover up off the ground. While you're on the ground, the sphere itself and friction are the centripetal force.
Yeah, you can go that way as well and just say whatever stupid thing you want. I don't mind either way. On a rotating sphere, the centripetal force that keeps you from flying off into space isn't friction, it's gravity.
Gravity! Have you ever heard of fucking gravity?
Gravity pulls you towards the center of the Earth, whether you're standing on the ground or hovering 10 feet above it. So unless his drone has found a way to turn off gravity, the force keeping it in the system is still there.
And yes, gravity brings you into contact with the ground. True, that creates the friction. But once you raise up off the ground, you no longer have friction. So gravity's not at play anymore.
Holy shit, this guy's not very bright, is he? Now, using that logic, all we need to do to overcome gravity then is jump. So by that logic, why can't we all fly if all we have to do to overcome gravity is leave the ground for a few seconds?
So the Foucault pendulum's a fraud. It's fake. It's just like the guys at the equator with the golden sinks and the, showing you how the water rotates each direction. It's a trick.
Let's keep going.
Here's a video experiment.
Oh, wicked. Kent Hovind. I wonder if P-Brane knows who he is, because if you're using Kent Hovind to try and prove anything, you're off to a bad start.
They put a sink right on top of the equator. This is in Ecuador. Anybody can go down there. They drew a line on the concrete right there behind the person. This is the equator. They're going to pour water in the sink and let it drain on the equator.
This is dumb.
Now watch.
Especially because you're being taken for a fool here. You are being conned.
Now, I've seen this before and it's not great, so it's no wonder Kent likes it. But what it's trying to show us is the Coriolis effect, but the problem is, once again, scale. Now, the principle is solid, but the demonstration isn't. If you really want to see the Coriolis effect, look at weather systems. They are big enough to show it. A sink, not so much.
All fake. If it's real, why do you got to fake everything? Why is everything fake? And this Foucault pendulum, just as a side, maybe they hook it to a 24-hour clock. They have like a military clock, 24 hours in the ceiling, and all you see is the little peg. And you would never even notice it turning because it's turning one time in 24 hours. So they hook the pendulum to that, and that gives you your 24-hour rotation that looks like. It's fake. Guaranteed. It's fake. Because if that were real, the catch-22 is, and why this is a twofer video, is the catch-22 is, if it is real, well then the drone's got to move to the equator and leave where you have it hovering over. That's going to eventually turn out from under it. We don't witness this. Doesn't happen.
A twofer? It wasn't even a one-fer or a nothing-fer. It was just a big fat nothing burger, like most other flat earth videos. And while we're on the subject of idiot flat earthers, I would highly recommend you checking out this video next. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new and like the smash button. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you down in the comments. Love you. Bye.